Rising Tides Canada Youth Cup at Wickwire Field in Halifax, Nova Scotia. This match featured BTB versus Halifax County. The Rising Tides Canada Youth Cup promotes good sportsmanship by athletes, coaches, and fans. We request your cooperation in supporting athletes and officials in a positive manner. Rising Tides would like to thank our presenting sponsor, Macron. Work hard, play hard. Rising Tides would also like to thank Events Nova Scotia for helping support this event, and the Dalhousie University for hosting us today at Wickwire Field. The Tigers kick off their 2025 home season right here on August 29th, with the women at 5 p.m. and the men following at 7:30. You can catch all the action on AUS TV. Thank you to our broadcast partner, Maritime Athletic Profiles, for their coverage of all tournament games, bringing the streams to fans near and far. Visit Maritime Athletic Profiles on YouTube for a full live stream of all tournament matches. Starting lineup for BTB. In goal, number 1, Kinley Philip Seymour. Number 3, Yara Gallinari. Number 6, Bethany Jones. Number 8, Isabel Barragan. Number 12, Valeria Iniscu. Number 13, Ali Menzo. Number 14, Valentina Kubasek. Number 15, Rory Thompson. Number 16, Emma Lewis. Number 18, Elliot Topolinski. Number 19, Lily Umansky. Starting lineup for Halifax County. Number 5, Millie Madden. Number 6, Carolee Facey. Number 9, Aramatri Ezrique. Number 10.
And welcome everyone to this Canadian Showcase of the Youth as we have an upcoming matchup between HCU U17 and BTB. And there's a lot of action here today. It's a day 2 of a 4-day tournament that has gone on since yesterday. Myself, Connor McKinnon, giving you play-by-play commentary of this matchup, along with the crew from Maritime Athletic Profiles producing as well as doing the video shoots for us. We wouldn't be able to do this without them. Just announce the starting lineups as we are here at the Wickwire Field located on the Dalhousie Complex in Halifax, Nova Scotia. And early on we have a corner kick. It's right near inside the box as it trying to clear it away, and it's successfully done. Up ahead, Lilia Umansky, one of the right wingers, had an early play at the ball. They go to the other side on the attack. And take away near the midfield. Always a really great opportunity for a lot of these young players, not only just U16, but you have multiple players at the U17 level, U15. There's a lot of different groups that are in this tournament that are getting an opportunity to showcase what they're able to do at this level, and also you get to see a preview in the future of what soccer will look like not only at this level, but potentially at the U Sports level too. So we have a throw-in from as the ball goes out, and another chance to clear for the goal netminder. Kinley Killips Seymour getting ready to kick things off for her team. A little fighting back and forth between these two teams. Is still really no shots on goal at this point early on between BTB and Halifax County. Early start here, folks, about 8 o'clock. I'm sure for our producers and crew here is much earlier than that. I'm assuming, probably 6:30, 7? No. about 6, so, or 7. I can't count for whatever reason, apparently. Not like it's an important job for a commentator to know how to count or keep score of things. As the ball trickles out towards midfield, and we'll have a throw in. All the way on the other side, a little bit of fighting as Ali Menzel was there. Along with Ormachi Ezerica. This is always one of the tougher parts of when you first start a soccer match is the feel-out process. A lot of times it's just getting the opportunity to get the defense on their heels. And so you'll see a lot of this play early on as you see some throw-ins, trying to get the ball just up ahead offensively to get a really good scoring opportunity. Really, when we started kickoff, that was like the first opportunity that we were able to see was a few goal-scoring chances, and we had the corner kick that doesn't result into much, but might have a chance here. As BTB was on the offensive for the moment, and HCU on the heels a little bit. Here's a few tackers up ahead, a chance early for HCU. A nice play defensively to kick it away. And we'll have the second corner kick of this early morning. And it's off and away, right in the goal area. Nice play defensively. And there's a shot that just goes soaring to the right past the goal. Early chance for Halifax County. That's the best chance that we've seen right near the top of the penalty arc. You'll see another replay of it. Good opportunity, nice corner kick, good placement. I was trying to find, but just happened to get right there near the penalty arc. And sometimes that's one of the tough things when you have a corner kick. There's so much chaos around the net that a lot of the times the ball could trickle out and it just results in a goal. And that's one of the toughest things about being a goalkeeper in soccer at any point. The dimensions, if you think about any other like hockey, for example, the netminder. The dimensions are so much smaller compared to a soccer net, and that makes it so much harder for a goalkeeper to be able to know where to be, and just the ball can bounce so many different ways, and you just have to be ready for it. And Isabella Haxby had up for a moment. Scoring chance, that's taken, and just a little bit wide right, so a few chances early on here. Nice play defensively there to kick it away from center back Zoe McAllis. Again, Halifax County up to this point, they've been playing very well. They've gotten a few shots that have not really registered on goal, but they've been in the vicinity. They've had most of the offensive opportunities early on in this match. No, Wickwire Field's not only known, of course, for hosting this tournament. This is also the home of the Dalhousie Tigers for the men's and women's soccer team. This play resumes after that stoppage. And also, for people just wondering how long these matches are, for U17, it's 40-minute matches compared to anything other than that. It's 35 per half. So this will be about 80-minute long match for those wondering at home. Seems like we had a substitution for BTB. Isabel Haxby coming in. And there we have Isabella Haxby again. Said her name quite a bit. She's been pretty active. A few times that we saw her once over when she got into the penalty area and creeping into the goal area. So someone to watch, a dynamic player. Isabel Haxby looks like she's playing more of a lead striker role for this Halifax County team. A nice little move to get free, and they have a few attackers and options. Gets it over to Haxby. Haxby well guarded, makes a nice move to cut. Another move too. Gets her a few defenders, almost a one-on-one opportunity, and tripped up. the goal area and a little bit of space and just missed wide. Look at the effort from Isabella Haxby, just said as a dynamic player. Almost was able to take a coast-to-coast just on her own and just was a few feet away from getting the first lone goal of the game. And just got tripped up just enough defensively to stop that, and it leads into a corner kick. You'll see the other replay of it. Check that. It was a Marchi Zurika, the striker, that was for Halifax County. And making the play actually was Isabel Haxby, so some 9-9 crime, and that was a good play by Haxby defensively to prevent that from being a goal. As we'll see the corner kick here, right in the penalty area, and a brilliant save, too. My goodness, what a save. Kinley Killip Seymour starting at net for BTB. We'll probably get another replay of that stoppage, but yes, that was one of the best shots that we've seen of the game so far. As everything has seemed to be working for Halifax County up to this point, they've had the best opportunities, and for BTB, they have not been able to register any type of shot or offense on the other side of the field, so hopefully they're able to turn the tides a little bit as the game starts to progress. Haxby trying to track it down. As Sophia Dix trying to track it down too and kicked away. Rory Thompson trying to kick it up ahead to get the offense going. Trying to look for Lily Umansky. Up ahead, we talked about BTB needing to generate some type of momentum, and this could be the opportunity they've been looking for here. Here's a chance early for BTB. Trying to make a move and well played defensively. And Charlotte O'Dane really has been a highlight player today, number 10 on white for Halifax County. As we'll see a replay, too, of the corner kick earlier. That was delivered from Grace Wigglesworth. And it was a little bit of a tap there, very close, just so close, again from Charlotte O'Dane. Again, Charlotte O'Dane and Mariachi Izarika. I mean, of course, they're leading the charge as being the center back position and the striker. They're going to get a lot of attention offensively, and a lot of the times this we'll see a dead ball stoppage kick. Ball goes wide, and you'll have Killip Seymour back to send this away. And there's another kick that just goes a little bit too wide, but again, the chances have been coming with at least 4 to 5 we've seen offensively, even though they might not have registered as a shot on goal. It's been in the vicinity, and it's had to keep Caleb Seymour and this defensive back for BTB honest. Looks like we have a little bit of a conversation going on between one of the referees and the player. And here's a clear. Immediately Halifax County. Again, that's so far, it's besides the offensive attack that we've seen from Halifax County, it's been BTB struggling a little bit to try to generate offense on their own. They've been able to get the ball into Halifax County territory, but it's been a fairly quiet day. And as we say that, that was actually a very dangerous opportunity that almost set up Valentina Kubasek for a chance to score. And a nice heads-up play, too, by Addison Graves, actually, to clear that one. Because, again, you had Kubasek driving, looking for an opportunity. Because at this point, this is what probably so far, at least for BTB, they're going to have to strategically pick when they're going to have chances to try and score and go from there. Because so far, and to give a lot of credit defensively for Halifax County, they've made life a little bit difficult. Here's a chance for Kubasek. Fire shot that goes wide left, and it gives a chance for clearage for Addison Graves. Interesting, you always watch a lot of these formations. They're probably one of the most popular formations, at least in U Sports. If you ever watch U Sports, an event, or even at least Atlantic University Sport Conference, it's a lot of 4-3-3 formations, and that's usually the one of the most adopted, most common formations in all of soccer. But sometimes, depending on the players that you might have a situation where you have a lead striker leading the offense with a few backers and wingers on the left and right side. And finally, again, starting to say the netminder's name, goalkeeper for Addison Graves, a little bit more on the opposite side for Halifax County. Just nice, a gentle tap. A little bit of dangerous territory for Halifax County. As Keating kicks it to the opposite side and trying to get up ahead towards midfield. And there is a chance for Charlotte O'Dane. Was trying to pick up the pace a little bit more. Also, folks are tuning in. This is not the only events that are going on. We have plenty here located on the Wickwire field, but also there's a lot going on at St. Mary's University, too. We'll have a few games of this Canadian Youth Cup showcase going on. And here we have BTB on the attack. They have a little bit of options trying to kick it up, but a nice play defensively, too, from Zoe McAllis. And that's the one thing about sometimes you don't see that the back row, the back rotation, they sometimes don't have a lot of love they're giving. You can see the replay here. And just a nice play to potentially, because a lot of times when you get into that opposite side of the field, that right side of the field, you're going to try to send a cross kick over the opposite side, try to set up your teammate just to get some type of ball in the vicinity, potentially for a scoring opportunity. And that's just what Halifax County has done so well, and BTB has tried to get something going. It's been rough sledding, and a nice outlet pass up ahead. O'Dane, I think, used a little bit of the body to clear some space, not afraid. Again, soccer is a very physical sport here, folks. Everyone talks about, American football, but soccer, it's the brutality, and you see a lot of it in the Atlantic University Sport Conference and the women's and men's leagues. They are not afraid to put their bodies out there. Who needs coffee when you get shoulder checked this early in the morning? Well, our producer's got some coffee. Yeah, our producer Dylan usually always has a Tim Hortons. Is that I don't know what that is, actually. That's the American coming out of me. I have no idea what you're drinking. And Graves kicks it up ahead to Mikolas, and Mikolas all the way down the other side. Tracking it down is Emma Lewis. Emma Lewis will take it and throw it in. You can see O'Dane trying to go just past midfield. And we've come to a little bit of a impasse here as both teams, after just a recap of what people have missed so far up to this point. Halifax County has done a lot of the damage, and Halifax County, for people who don't know, wearing the white jerseys, and for BTB, they're wearing the red. And for Halifax County, they've done most of the damage. They have been able to have multiple opportunities on the other side of the pitch where they've been able to get a few shots. Most notably, there was a corner kick that they had that almost led to a potential goal, but it was also a brilliant save from Killips Seymour, who had a chance. And here we are, right in the box area. A chance for Charlotte O'Dane, passes up ahead, and they'll kick it back out. Trying to find O'Dane, as O'Dane has been fantastic, has a chance here. Shots, and another brilliant save from Killips Seymour. Hands outstretched, gets it all, prevents another scoring opportunity. And that is twice we've seen Killips Seymour have to face off with Charlotte O'Dane. You'll see on the replay here, and O'Dane just makes a nice move, gets past the defender, and that's the difficulty part, because you had two defenders, one that was marking her from the behind, as well as right up front protecting the netminder. And you could see that it was just enough to give Killips Seymour an opportunity, but even from that angle to get the shot off is very impressive. And we'll have another corner kick. That's at least 3 corner kicks we've had from that side of the pitch for Halifax County. They had one on the other side of it. As we'll have to be ready here. As here comes the corner kick. Of course, they were trying to find O'Dane. And they'll go for it one more time. And again, when you talk about players like Charlotte O'Dane, she's living by her name as a winger striker, definitely playing the lead striker right up the middle of the field. We have a few substitutions for BTB. A little hard to see from here. We have our announcers right on the opposite side of the pitch. Actually, funny enough, here I was able to cover a 6-on-6 football league here at Wickwire Field, and we're in the press box at the Dowplex and at the Wickwire Field. But the problem was before, earlier in the summer when we had to do the 6-on-6 football league, we sat to the left of this booth outside in the elements with all the wind, and it was still not quite summer weather yet, so it was a little bit nippy. And I'm just very happy and relieved that, especially on a hot day like it is here in Halifax, Nova Scotia, that we have protection from the elements. Can't say the same thing about our Eagle Eye camera on top of the press box, but listen, they got some fruit here, water, they'll be taken care of. And a nice heads-up play, too, Simplicity to clear it away, but BTB still has a chance for it. There's some shifty moves, too, and here we have a chance for BTB. As you have Bella Uliak along with Keating. There's a few names that we've seen. Keating multiple times has had a chance on that left side of the pitch. And tapped away by lucky number 13, Ali Menzel, listed as a center back on our roster. HC on the attack, tripped up from behind and well played defensively. All clean, no whistle, no penalty. And here's Keating with a nice tap, gentle tap up ahead, trying to get this offense going. And tracking it down is Grace Wigglesworth. Wigglesworth battling out with Keating. Wiggles try to clear it and tap past the end line. And another pass up ahead to Ezarika. We've said her name a few times, and again, what some brilliant play from Killip Seymour. Has just been active consistently and has really kept BTB into this and prevented a few scoring chances, as that is booted away by Paige McPhee, listed as a striker/winger. Oh, it looks like we have a blown tire out on the pitch right now. This is the definition of teamwork here. We always talk about, the ability to play together, the cohesiveness of a team, but no one ever talks about, helping a teammate out is getting the shoelace done. Oh, what great effort you see. Yari Galliini helping out her teammate. As that ball goes past the sideline, we'll have a throw-in designated. And they were seeing some of the speed on display there from Brooke Keating. A shot, and that's a brilliant score. What a play. Wow, from Amarichi Izarika. And that was a shot that was way outside, near top of the penalty arc. We'll have to see a replay of that. But here we are with about 32 minutes into play of this 40-minute half and 2 halves. We get the first blood drawn by Halifax County, and they have put the offensive pressure here. As we'll see it here, a nice pass up ahead to Ezarika. Yeah, and it's just absolutely boots a shot from way outside, and just, unfortunately for Caleb Seymour, a little bit, you would say, maybe undersized as a goalkeeper, because typically a lot of these goalkeepers, when you're 6 feet, just brilliantly touched and placed. Amarachi Ezarika, we've said her name multiple times, and that might lead to a timeout as one side is going to the bench. Nope, just getting some water. You know, it is hot out here today. Play will resume, and we have so much soccer here in store for everyone that is tuning in to the live stream on the Maritime Athletic Profiles YouTube channel. I appreciate all of you tuning in. Amarachi Ezarike getting credit for the goal. I think Keating will be credited with the assist there. I know they just give the goals, and I think that's enough for now. And again, we're approaching about 5 minutes. Well, 5 minutes, 30 seconds left to play in this half. We might have some extra time depending on what they will allow. No extra time. It's not that type of soccer match, but... And here's another check for Halifax County. And a violation that gives it right back to BTB. And as the ball goes sideline, and that will be a throw-in for BTB. Lewis with the throw-in. Should give a shout to some of the coaching staff here for Halifax County and BTB's Halifax County head coached by Mike Bennett, assistant coaches Joe Pottinger and Julianne McCallum, and also manager Kate Wigglesworth. I could only assume is the mother to Grace Wigglesworth, who's playing today. And for BTB, you have head coach Jefferson Alves, along with assistant coach Sid Bradsma, along with manager Aman Sadi. And that's the second untied shoelace that we've seen today for BTB, keeping that unofficial stat. There's a dead ball kick from Keating. You see that O'Dane trying to create some space has been effective for most of the game. And after her teammate is Rike with the lone goal of the game that gives Halifax County that 1-0 lead that you see here on the scoreboard. Pretty good crowd out here at Wickwire Field. A lot of families supporting their daughters here today. Dead ball kick opportunity for Grace Wigglesworth. As you can see, BTB trying to put a wall up there, as Kilp Seymour will have to try and make a stop. And a looping kick that is well played by Kilp Seymour. And besides the one goal that was let up, that was just a really nice touch place ball by Izarike. Kilp Seymour has been outstanding, has made a handful of saves today that have been timely in keeping this at least a one-goal game, and only one-goal lead. That could have been 2 or 3 at least. So BTB, it only takes one opportunity to try and tie this. And we're approaching close to the very end of this first half, as we will step aside after that, take a little bit of a breather ourselves, and bring you back with the second half of action. Just a reminder here, folks tuning in, it is 40-minute halves. Anything that's U17, anything under U17 is 35 minutes. We have hit the 40-minute marker, but there's still some play left to go. No whistles have gone yet. It's always an art, as here's Wigglesworth with a chance and a shot, and there is another stop for Kilp Seymour, who's been outstanding between the pipes. And there is a whistle, and that concludes half. And to give a quick recap, it's been mostly all Halifax County, and none more important by the goal scored from striker winger number 9, Amarachi Ezarika, with first blood. Was able to give the Halifax County a 1-0 lead. And the other side of it for BTB, they haven't been able to get the momentum they've liked to throughout the majority of this game. As you can see, the shot differentials, at least on the stat board here at Wickwire Field, 7 shots in favor of Halifax County. For BTB, they've had no registered shots. So that is something to note as we head into the second half. But the one saving grace for BTB has been the netminder. They've had their goalkeeper, Kinley Kilp Seymour, a lot of times made tremendous stops and saves to keep them in it. And one of the reasons why this is only a one-goal game instead of maybe being a 2-0 or 3-0 lead heading into half. So that will conclude this quick recap of this first half. For myself, Connor McKinnon, and the crew from Maritime Athletic Profiles, we'll step aside and give you some halftime and a little bit of break before we bring it back with second half action of this showcase.
or a pre-med kicker? Or a sustainable business champion? Or a criminal justice historian? Or a next-generation coder? Wherever your passion lies, there's a place for you at St. Mary's University. Find what you're looking for out in the world, right here in Halifax.
It is often thought is a matter of fate. But no one was born a hero. It's an everyday journey. There are no shortcuts, no perfect scenarios, no days off. Things won't always go the way you expect. Sometimes you may ask yourself, why me? Why now? But overcoming challenges is part of the game too. It doesn't matter how strong your rival is or how hard the game gets. Doesn't matter if all eyes are on you or if nobody's watching.
And welcome back here, folks, to Wickwire Field, day 2 of this 4-day tournament for Canadian Youth Cup Showcase. We currently have a matchup between Halifax County and BTB Halifax County. We're in the second half of this matchup. They scored the lone goal of the game thanks to striker winger Mariachi Ezerica, who will probably have an interview post-game after this before we transition to the next game. This is not the only competition that we have going on. A lot of the games being hosted here at the Wickwire Field, but we also have it going on too at the St. Mary's University campus for those wanting to tune in. But we talked a lot about Halifax County that first half. They brought a lot of the attack and the offensive firepower, and they're showing a lot of great play, not only from Ezerica, but you're seeing some great play from the center back defensive positions and Brooke Keating, as well as Charlotte O'Dane, who's also listed as a winger striker. You've seen a lot of those players on display. But for BTB, you know, don't want to single out too many people. You've seen Valentina Kubasek, who have tried to generate some offense down the stretch and trying to get some for BTB. But really, it's been the goalkeeping play from Kinley Killip Seymour, who's made a handful of saves and had to face a lot. Killip Seymour has faced 7 shots, have had to make about 3 or 4 saves in that first half, has kept BTB in it. And for BTB, the question is, can they just get a chance to score? And it's been tough sledding for them going against this back line of defense. As you see, Wigglesworth trying to set up the offense for Halifax County. And up ahead, trying to get McKenna Scott, who is there. And again, folks, tuning in, you're watching this matchup between BTB and Halifax County on the YouTube channel, produced and powered by Maritime Athletic Profiles. This is Charlotte O'Dane trying to find Ezerica, as we mentioned just seconds ago, scored the goal, and that was on the opposite side of this pitch, right near the top of the penalty arc. It was a heck of a shot. You see O'Dane just runs right into a BTB player, a little bit down for the count, and the ref checking to make sure everyone's okay, as you'll see here on the replay. Yep, just trying to get a nice kick up ahead to O'Dane, and oof. A little bit of a hit. And a kick over from Killip Seymour. It's going all the way down to get it. Is Emma Lewis with the throw-in. And that was kicked aside by Lila McCaskill. McCaskill right back at it. And uses the head to get it past the sideline and out of play. Here's a chance for BTB, a good chance, and that fortunately just goes past the end line. You could see the frustration, too, from Lily Umansky. As Umansky, you could see, had a chance in window with a couple of other wingers and a striker up ahead and just couldn't get the cross shot pass attempt for a potential goal-scoring opportunity. That's taken up nicely by BTB. Here's a chance for Umansky, who gets hip-checked a little bit and dragged down, too. O'Dane not only playing some offense, playing some defense as well as Umansky. A little bit slow to get up from the pitch. Again, this is what we talk about, physical play in soccer. You see O'Dane coming in against Umansky, trying to prevent an opportunity. And this is going to lead to a stoppage, a dead ball, and a free kick opportunity. Isabel Beringen with a chance. This will be a chance for Aston Graves to potentially get one of the first saves of the game. Here comes the kick. And well played, as Keating was right there in that wall. That last line of defense just got a body piece on it. Then it's kicked out of play, and we'll switch the other side as ball goes right back to Halifax County. Pardon me, I said it was a 4-day tournament. It's actually a 5-day tournament. Don't want to shortchange. It's been starting since Thursday. My goodness, that is a long time to play. It's, I mean, a long day for us commentators and also broadcasters and producers and camera operators. But, yeah, no, that's 5 days of soccer action. It's got started this past Thursday. Yeah, so game 16 for Dal, as our producer was just telling us. The upcoming game will be at 9:45 approximately today. It'll be the NLSA U16 girls taking on the UTA FC U17 girls. Another 40-minute halves, 80 minutes of soccer coming up. There'll be another one at 11:30 a.m. for U17 girls as well. Lethbridge FC taking on OSU, Force Academy Blue, 09. They'll move from that to some of the boys' leagues. They'll start in the afternoon. And there's a whistle and a penalty. You'll see on the replay here is Mariachi Azarica trying to stop on a dime and go past. And again, very physical play. And here is a penalty kick for Wigglesworth, who is going to take it. Trying to make this a now 2-0 lead, and this is a golden opportunity to put Halifax County in the driver's seat in this match. Whistle blows. Here comes a kick from Wigglesworth. And off the post, and it's still live, and Wigglesworth follows it up with a goal. So it was kicked wide, hit the post, goes off the post. Wigglesworth off the miss, gets it for the rebound and the score. And here we have it here at Wickwire Field, a 2-0 lead for Halifax County. As again, the Wigglesworth just, and the funniest, not the worst part, I was going to say, that's actually a great thing, Wigglesworth, but just the nonchalant, casual follow-up kick, like it was just another day at the office is what got me for Grace Wigglesworth. And here we have the Halifax County. You see Wigglesworth, who just scored the goal with a throw-in. And fortunately for BTB, they are down 2-0. And as we talked about, you see on that Wickwire Field scoreboard, as you can't see it on your scorebug here, folks that are tuning in, but it is a 9 shots to 0 shots difference. So for BTB, they have so far, based on what we have here, has not registered a shot opportunity. And Halifax County still trying to put the pressure on BTB. And finally, BTB able to clear it away, but it's been hard to find any type of opportunity or chance. As Wigglesworth, who just scored the second goal off a penalty kick, well, rebound from the penalty kick that resulted in a goal. And a little bit of a stumble there for Lila O'Carroll. Zumanski's trying to come charging in to try and steal the ball away, could not. And heads up play from McCaskill. O'Dane making some moves, another player that's been very good. And there's another save from Kilp Seymour. And unfortunately, sometimes the score doesn't actually reflect the goalkeeping play. As, again, for Kilp Seymour, faced a ton of shots today, have had to make saves. The one goal that was scored back in the first half was, again, just a brilliant shot from Ezerike. But the second part of it, when you have a penalty kick opportunity right in the box area, it's just tough to defend those as well. There's Erika trying to go through all of that traffic and has done that before. It's McCaskill with it. Back to the right side, trying to set up the offense from there. And BTB trying to race, and a nice play defensively from O'Dane. And that's one part about O'Dane's game we haven't really talked about. Has been playing, very strategically from that midfielder, center back type of position, and has come in and played well defensively as well as contribute offensively. And every time we talk about positions in soccer, you of course have your wingers, and your strikers are more known for the offensive presence, but that aspect of soccer that is really important is your midfielders, because they have to be able to be flexible and interchange between being a defender at one moment or being able to contribute and score or potentially assist other teammates on the opposite end. As Caleb Seymour will decide to play it. So you see Seds starts to lead the attack with a pass or does a drop kick. And it's absolutely a drop kick and trying to boot it away. And for those watching on your screens, one of the tough parts about playing in the elements or outdoors, just in general from a sports broadcasting perspective, is Umansky takes a shot and actually does register on goal. So for Umansky, getting one of the first best opportunities for BTB results in one of the first saves of the day for Addison Graves. And Umansky, too, we've mentioned multiple times, she's been the one person on the offensive side of the ball and the pitch for BTB that has usually netted a positive, has at least got it on her foot, trying to get something going through all the traffic, has been able to get into the box area a few different times. So Wigglesworth loses it for the moment. Some fun facts I was curiosity about Wickwire Field has a pretty rich history where it evolves from Studley Field to its current name, which is FB Wickwire Memorial Field in 1995. Its primary outdoors facility for, again, everything Dalhousie for the men's and women's soccer team. Originally, this field was primarily used for football, but now, again, we talk about soccer, but hosts field hockey, lacrosse, rugby as well. And actually, they have a partnership with the Halifax Tides FC, and they become the training grounds for the Halifax Tide FC, a new women's professional soccer team here. And a few substitutions for BTB. And the corner kick. For Halifax County. Decide to do a tap pass to start. Not trying to get it into the box area. They get it to Keating. Right in all that traffic. And that is another goal for Halifax County. We'll get a replay, but I think that is jersey number 19. So that's Layla O'Carroll, I believe, getting involved into the mix. So O'Carroll gets the third goal of the game, and they have been on fire. We'll see a replay of it. Not your typical corner kick, a setup pass. They got Keating involved, just sends a cross shot over, and O'Carroll with the goal. Yeah, Layla O'Carroll with the third goal, 3 goals now for Halifax County. They have scored again the 1 back in the first half, and they have scored 2 here in the second half. So they have started to absolutely feel it, and they're playing a lot looser and freer as O'Dane trying to add another goal onto the board and sends it far right of the post. And again, so most people don't realize, if you think about goals scored, obviously you're not going to score from outside the box area majority of the time, besides that one goal that we saw earlier today. Majority of it is going to be in that goal area / box area where there's just so much chaos around the net, and people don't realize that corner kicks are so valuable. As we'll see another one here coming up. That corner kick that we saw set up that third goal. And then many of the chances, we go back to that first half for Halifax County, when they've been able to have potential chances to score, that stemmed from the fact they were able to have those corner kicks. And there's another one that goes flying from McCaskill that time. But that unpredictability of the corner kick, don't sleep on it. And Marachi Ezerika is coming out of the game, along with Grace Wigglesworth. So 2 of the individuals on the roster who have done a lot of damage in the second half and have scored 2 of the 3 goals are going to have a seat. As McCaskill racing down to try and take charge of it, and a bump from behind. I say bump like it's gentle, and I will say that there's been just a lot of physicality here on the pitch here at Wickwire Field at a really early start for everyone here at 8 a.m. But can't complain. We've had here people here much earlier getting equipment and everything set up before that. Not the first time we've had to have an 8 a.m. start. I know Dylan and I are no strangers to that. Had to do that months ago, back I think around April, May, for the D1 girls basketball tournament that was hosted in Hortonville, Horton High School. Bad that every time I think of Horton, Here's a Who, but that, I know Dr. Seuss is just rent-free there. Anyways, we're back to soccer. And again, Keating still in the game. He's played quite heavy. He's also had a few assists today, too, on those goals. The one to Ezerike, and another, of course, most recently, O'Carroll scored the third goal. I know we're not keeping necessarily track of the assists. A lot to factor in and keep up with here in this tournament, but Yeah, we have so much action going on. But this is also a long, long tournament for everyone here, as that we do have the schedule, and it's also just a grueling process too, because I was just very curious to know how many times that Halifax County has played. Yeah, it seems like they've played every single day since the tournament started, and that goes for all these teams here. It's 5 days is a lot, even though we may play 1 or 2 games, and you just don't know players and resting players, and ultimately you're trying to get to the final day of Monday to try and win some awards and bragging rights for the cup. As BTB again, as we talk about them and focus the spotlight more on them. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but it's the really great play from Kilp Seymour, even though it does not result to, you look at the score, 3-0, not really reflective of that. It's been about a 12 to 1 shot difference where Kilp Seymour's had to face a lot of different shots coming from multiple different directions and has done a really great job considering. And for BTB, their biggest thing is, can they sustain offensive pressure on the opposite end, as you see them here trying to do that. But it's been a tough battle defensively. Halifax County has been on top of it. It's Paige McPhee for Halifax County trying to go, guarded closely by Yari Galini. $13 left to go here in this first game in the 3rd day of this tournament. It started back on Thursday, has continued, and will keep on going until Monday. And Monday we'll have multiple different bronze and gold medal games. Again, we have multiple different groups. So we have Group A, Group B for different divisions. So we have U15 for boys, U17 for boys, and same thing, U17 for girls and U15 for girls. So we have, again, 4 different groups that'll have to get gold and bronze medals. So a lot of games we'll have to cover, and as long as on Monday will be a lot of awards to give out for each of these divisions. But again, all this is next 3 games. Well, next 2 games after this one will be from the U17 girls division. Here's the throw-in for BTB. And McPhee trying to come up with it. And Kilp Seymour will send a boot. That doesn't go as far as intended, probably. And Violet Pond now in the game for Halifax County. And there's Kilp Seymour with another stop. Again, 13 shots have been taken by this HC team. It's a little bit far from everyone's screen who's watching at home, but you have upcoming soccer teams warming up at the very end of the end lines on the opposite side of the pitch. That ball goes out of play, past the sideline, and a throw-in upcoming for Halifax County. And we're approaching less than 10 minutes to go in this game, as we do have a lot more in store for everyone tuning in from home. And again, a shout out to everyone watching this Canadian Youth Cup showcase on the Maritime Athletic Profiles YouTube channel. Man, I can't believe summer's almost over. Already August 2nd. It feels like July, June, and May just went so fast for everyone. And we have school coming up, too. At least I do. I've been in school for a long time now, but I'm sure it's probably on the forefront of a lot of these young women. They'll be starting up school for another year before they head either to continue in school or go to university. And there's a kick that's trying to be sent and goes past the end line to the left of the post and nowhere near. I believe shot was taken by Alicia Palke. That's well defended and well played by Halifax County to prevent that from being a scoring chance for BTB. I know it says, again, we talked about the shots on goal difference, but BTB's at least had a few chances, just haven't gone their way. Zazen Graves will have a gentle kick over to her teammate, and they get right back to her. And a stoppage in play, whistle blown. Allows a dead ball and a free kick.
I got nothing. Yes, it is 80. Come like center field, maybe towards us. Might just be out of range if you come closer to us. Hopefully. We'll see. Yeah, yeah. All good. We'll figure it out.
And here's a chance overhead for BTB. Shot on goal, and there is the second save for Addison Graves. A great scoring opportunity for BTB. Rory Thompson. Probably get a replay of that again. That's a really good chance for Thompson and BTB, as maybe that gives them a little bit of a boost in morale as they're closing into the end of this opening game of this Day 3 tournament.
So it's going to be white jerseys celebrating Melbourne. They will win this game. Tight live tight. Shout out Ella's hand.
And there's another shot that goes just a little bit wide, but here we are towards the end of it. A few shots from BTB, and you want to see that towards the end. It's not about the scoreboard's a scoreboard, and wins, losses do matter, but also how you finish games, regardless of what the score is, also matters too. As Valentina Kubasek took that shot that was just too wide for BTB. There's a throw in as Halifax County trying to flip the other side of the field, as BTB has been there for quite some time now. Oh, and a nice play too. That keeps it in play for Halifax County. Pass up ahead. And Halifax County still maintaining that pressure they've had throughout the game. As McKenna Scott, who's now getting into the game, was one who was able to keep that in the opposite side in play, try and engage in an attack. A little bit of a trip there towards the end, and again, this is not an easy sport for anyone, and no matter what it is, I remember watching vividly the men's soccer team for Dalhousie and St. Mary's at the St. Mary's campus play each other, and that was a very chippy game where you had some jersey tugging, people being pulled to the ground, some tempers flared. That's the beautiful thing about soccer too. It's about competition and obviously doing it in a healthy way. But yeah, this is a game where you have to be ready to be able to put your body on the line. And I give a lot of kudos to these young women who have really played at a high level today. And a shot taken by County. That's stopped by Kilp Seymour. McKenna Scott, too, is starting to get some minutes in that left winger position. This game will have to take that, and that concludes and wraps up this first game, as you do have the final score with Halifax County winning it 3-0 here to start the first game. But do not go anywhere, folks. We have so much more in store for you in this day 3 of this 5-day tournament. We'll have multiple games, so make sure to stay tuned and watch this on the YouTube live stream produced and powered by Maritime Athletic Profiles. We do have a post game coming up, so we will go interview a player and then transition into more action here in just a moment.
Testing 1, 2.
Player of the game, presented by the Halifax Wanderers, from Halifax County, number 10, Charlotte O'Day.
Charlotte, good job. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. Take a photo with him. Dude, I want to give you some. Thank you.
Here with Charlotte O'Day after the upcoming matchup. Charlotte, it was a good game for you guys, able to win 3-0, got player of the game nod. What did it mean just to get this victory today, especially a long tournament, 5 days, just get this win and could keep this momentum up for you guys?
It meant a lot to us. It really boosted us because we've been struggling. We've had some ups and downs, but these last 2 games we've won, and it's really given us a confidence boost, I think.
And for you, just moving forward in this tournament, as you said, maybe a little bit ups and downs, but this is a big momentum boost for you guys. Just what is it going to take to keep continuing this high level of play for you all?
We're gonna keep preparing, like drinking lots of water, and because it's really hot out here.
hot out here.
Yeah, and we're
For
gonna
sure.
keep supporting ourselves and just keep our heads up.
And before I let you go, just more of a fun question. You think about this summer, obviously probably a lot going on. What's probably the best thing you've done this summer, just in general, if you're willing to share?
I've done a lot of just like soccer. I haven't done much around here, but I like going to the beach with my friends. That's kind of the long lake I love to go to with my friends, so that's kind of the funnest thing I've done.
Appreciate sharing. Well, Charlotte, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it, and best of luck. We'll let you get back to it.
Thank you.
So thanks, Charlotte.
Thank you so much.
So that was Charlotte Dane. We'll step aside and bring you back with more coverage of this day 3 of this tournament in just a moment.
And if you're forced to improvise, show everyone there are no limits to what you can do. In that moment, nothing else matters. Your time is now. When passion runs through you, become your own hero.
At Dalhousie University, ocean expertise flows directly into the blue economy. We're advancing clean tech and digital solutions and shaping tomorrow's workforce. We're turning today's challenges in medicine and healthcare into tomorrow's opportunities. And through our community partnerships, we support discovery and inclusion that make a real difference. This is Dalhousie University, where local collaboration meets global impact.